The very first entry on the list is The Ascent. It's an amazing isometric twin-stick shooter RPG, set in a futuristic cyberpunk-themed metropolis. The game features amazing graphics and a bombastic sound design. Lots of content, lots of gear, guns, augmentations which grant you special abilities and whatnot. Combat is ridiculously fun and features some really cool tactical elements like the ability to crouch and take cover behind objects or raising your gun in order to take headshots. The story is a bit of a weakness, but the gameplay and the open world more than makes up for it. I mean, it is a really good looking game, stunning actually. In my opinion, this is the best looking twin-stick shooter out there. If you are okay with the top-down perspective, then this title has a lot to offer. The open world or the metropolis in which the game is set in feels alive. You've got aliens, you've got robots, you've got human beings all over the place, and it really nails the cyberpunk theme. This metropolis features several levels which provides amazing environmental variety, and then the enemy design and enemy variety is pretty good too. Performance wise, the game is fine, it is not too demanding. So yeah, if you're okay with the isometric perspective and love cyberpunk themed games, this title is not gonna disappoint you. Then we have Forza Horizon 5. I'm not a big fan of racing games, but this is one title that I can recommend to anyone looking for a great open world racer. The driving mechanics are fantastic. Then the whole open world, the Mexico map looks amazing. The size and scope is really impressive. You've got mountains, you've got beaches, you've got deserts, rivers, jungles and whatnot. It looks amazing. Lots of cars, amazing customization options, everything looks stunning, and this is a ridiculously well optimized title. It is buttery smooth. Jam-packed with awesome content, this is a must-play open world racer in my opinion. Next is Far Cry 6, a game that I played this year only. Once again a really well optimized title. Set in the Caribbean island of Yara, the game looks really good actually. Gameplay wise, if you are familiar with the Far Cry formula, you're gonna feel right at home here. It is actually quite similar to the past Far Cry games, but for some reason, I really enjoyed this one a lot more than the previous titles in the series, and it has become my favorite Far Cry title now. The story and characters are a weakness if you compare them to the past Far Cry games, especially the villains. They are like really bad, but for some reason I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. It's a fun game without doubt. The explosions look amazing, the gunplay is fantastic, and I really enjoyed the new Supremo backpack weapons they added to the game. Traversal was really fun and I had a really good time. It was a buttery smooth experience. The game looks amazing and the setting is fantastic too. It's far from perfect, but still totally worth checking out. Then we have Middle-earth: Shadow of War, sequel to the 2014 title Shadow of Mordor, which itself was a really good open world action RPG. But the sequel is bigger and better in almost every way. The story is a bit of a weakness in the sequel, but everything else from the gameplay to the sheer scope of the title is just massive. 5 different maps, cool environmental variety, lots of weapons and gear all upgradable, amazing progression granting crazy abilities, free flow combat just like the Batman Arkham games but much more brutal, fluid and speedy movement and traversal, ability to ride creatures such as Caragors, Grogs and Drakes, the ability to mind control your enemies and turning them against their own, building an army of orcs to fight against the armies of Sauron himself, leading your army against the armies of Sauron, capturing forts, defending forts in massive siege battles. This title offers endless playability thanks to the amazing Nemesis system, which keeps generating new enemy bosses with unique personalities. And it also makes sure that you don't get too comfortable around your Uruk slaves, as they can betray you at any moment. Nemesis system is something that every gamer should experience. It is just that good and unique. Then you have endless siege battles as well. The gameplay is ridiculously fun, and the Uruks are gonna make you smile on more than a few occasions. So yeah, amazing title, cool gameplay, and you are basically the boss out there in this open world. It's really well optimized, looks good enough, and is a really fun game. Next is Batman Arkham Knight. This Batman game from 2015 looks absolutely amazing. The entire Arkham series is amazing. City and Origins were also really good open world Batman games, but Arkham Knight is on another level entirely. It looks stunning and it is the complete package. You've got the Batmobile, huge Gotham City filled with baddies, and unlike Origins, you've got traffic on the road, you've got baddies driving around, you've got tanks, you gotta deal with them using Batmobile, and it is just an amazing looking game. The boss fights were a bit of a weakness, but overall it is just outstanding. The story is good enough with fantastic voice acting. The signature free flow combat of the Arkham series never gets old, isn't it? Really makes you feel powerful. It really makes you feel like the Bat. Then the addition of the Batmobile really completes the whole experience. It is my favorite superhero game of all time and is a must-play title in my opinion. Next we've got State of Decay 2, an open world zombie survival simulator Featuring 5 different maps, this title is just massive in terms of content. Originally released back in 2018, this title is still receiving major updates, which is just insane. Basically, this game lets you live the Walking Dead life and features permanent death, which makes things even more interesting. The combat is arcadey and addictive, and the game also features stealth. This title is not about a particular character or a narrative. Instead, it is all about you and your decisions out there in the zombie-infested open world. You don't play as a single character, instead you have an entire community. You can play as any of your community members, and their stats they improve based upon your actions. You'll have to do a lot of base management, inventory management, scavenging and whatnot in order to survive out there. You'll basically get to live the Walking Dead life. Scavenging, recruiting new community members, fighting hostile humans, zombies, special infected and whatnot. It is a crazy high value for money title featuring multiple maps, multiple levels of difficulty. It basically offers endless playability and is my most played title from past 1 year, and I absolutely love it and highly recommend it. It's not perfect, still has some bugs and glitches, but overall it is the only one of its kind and a great game. Then the next one is Days Gone, another game that I played this year only. Just like State of Decay 2, this title is also an open world zombie action game. But unlike that one, this title follows the story of a particular character named Deacon St. John, a biker and a bounty hunter who is searching for his wife in the zombie infested open world, from whom he got separated right at the beginning of the zombie outbreak. Story and characters are actually really nice, especially the first half of the story. The story is like divided into 2 portions, and the first half was really interesting, but it starts kind of slow, so you have to be a bit patient in the beginning. Since the protagonist is a biker, you get a bike which plays a major role throughout the game, and they've integrated it really well into the game. The driving mechanics are fantastic. You can save your progress at your bike, then you can upgrade it, you can change its appearance and whatnot. Yeah, it's really cool, and traversal becomes really fun because of it. The gameplay itself is really cool. You've got stealth, you've got melee weapons, you've got guns. It also features amazing progression with the presence of multiple skill trees. The zombies, or freakers as they are called in the game, are really fast. You've got special infected as well, and the highlight of this title are the hordes. This title features some absolutely massive hordes of zombies. Dealing with these hordes is both challenging and ridiculously fun. The game looks absolutely stunning and it's really well optimized. It is the best looking open world zombie game in my opinion. Just like most things in life, it's not perfect, but still a great game, totally worth checking out. Then comes Hogwarts Legacy, a game that I've completed recently. Set in the Harry Potter Wizarding universe, this action RPG is really fun. It's a treat to every Harry Potter fan out there, but even if you're not a fan of the series, this is still a really good open world action RPG. The map is huge and beautiful, filled with all sorts of magical wildlife. Hogwarts looks fantastic. You've got all the locations from the movies and they look amazing. You get to attend classes, learn different types of spells, brew potions and whatnot, and you'll be making some friends too. Traversal is ridiculously fun. You've got the broom, the flying mechanics are absolutely fantastic. Then you've got the hippogriff, if you remember Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah. Later on you also get your hands on a beast called the Grapehorn. It can't fly, but it is really fast on ground. Combat is really fun, and the game also allows you to learn the darkest of spells. The story is a bit of a weakness, but the side quests are actually really good. The game features lots of gear, lots of customization options, lots of stuff to do, combat challenges and whatnot, and lots of gear to find. Exploration feels really rewarding, and the game looks amazing. The performance is also solid. It could have been even better, but it is still really good the way it is. Next we have an absolute must-play title, Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. Originally released back in 2015, this action RPG looks amazing. It is a seriously good looking game featuring a nice story, great cast of characters, amazing voice acting, great side quests, and a beautiful open world. Lots of weapons, lots of gear to collect, combat is fun, and the enemy variety is amazing. The game is just rich on content and looks, and is a masterpiece without doubt. Then comes Grand Theft Auto 5. It's just an outstanding game in terms of the sheer entertainment value it offers. It has something for everybody. You wanna fly, you wanna drive, you wanna swim, you wanna shoot. It has everything. A good story, great cast of characters, amazing voice acting, customization. It is just ridiculously fun. I absolutely love driving in GTA 5. The mechanics are pure fun. The gunplay is fantastic. The first person mode was a great addition. The Los Santos map is just amazing. The city, the wilderness, the verticality of the map, everything about the game is just fantastic. It's got trains too, which is something that I absolutely love. The performance is solid and the game still looks pretty good for its age. The colorful presentation still looks really good, and it is indeed one of the very best games ever made. Then there is GTA Online, and finally GTA 6 is also somewhere around the corner. Some honorable mentions before moving on to the final title on the list are the evergreen Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It is actually better than Grand Theft Auto 5 in several aspects and is a legendary must-play title. Then two really underrated games. The first one, Sleeping Dogs. Set in Hong Kong, it features a good story, good cast of characters, and amazing melee combat. Looks good enough and is a really fun game. Sunset Overdrive is the second one. A really colorful and good looking Microsoft exclusive that doesn't try to be realistic. Traversal is cool, combat is fun with crazy boss fights and whatnot, and it is just a really unique kind of game. Presentation is fantastic, really underrated, totally worth a look. And yeah, please do leave a like if you're finding this video helpful or fun. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the final title on the list, and it is my favorite open world game of all time. The story is good, the characters are amazing, voice acting is fantastic. The highlight for me personally is the open world itself. It is just phenomenal in terms of scale and scope. It is just massive and looks stunning. You've got mountains, deserts, jungles, swamps, cities, lots of wildlife. It's really easy to kind of just get lost in the super immersive open world that this game offers. It's such a soothing experience to, just roam around in this game doing nothing, just exploring, vibing and stuff, and you always run into something crazy. Combat, horse riding, hunting, everything is really fun, and the sheer level of detail in this title is just insane. And once again, it's got trains too. So yeah, a perfect combination. Beautiful scenery, wildlife, horse riding, guns, trains, and a whole lot more. Really well optimized, looks amazing. It's as close as we can get to perfection in my opinion. What are your favorite open world games? Do let me know down in the comment section, and thank you very much for watching guys. Peace out.